It's the 5th of September today. I don't know if you've ever had a day where you just feel like there's so much need around you and you can never meet it. Maybe your mum has been super cranky and she's like making you do the washing up or tidying your room and just being really shouty everywhere. Maybe you've got a friend who's just been dumped and you're the person they've turned to. You're the shoulder that they cry on. Maybe there's someone that you love and they're struggling with something like anxiety or depression and they really lean on you a lot. And that for you means you have to give out a lot in that situation. I find sometimes that there's just too much need for me to meet in the people around me, and I want to and I try, but often I find myself exhausted and depleted. When I read this about Jesus, I just find it amazing that he's walking around and there are these huge crowds, and so many people in these crowds have massive, insurmountable, it seems, problems. Like we read about how they've got various diseases, they're suffering with severe pain, they're demon possessed, they have seizures, they're paralyzed, and it says they come to him, and then these three words in verse 24, he healed them. They came to him and he healed them. We will never be able to meet the needs of everyone around us. Particularly some people will be going through stuff that's so difficult and so challenging that we'll be able to support them, yes, but never fulfill that need, never bring real healing to that person. But we know someone who can. And so if it's appropriate in that time, what we can do is we can introduce them to Jesus, and we can say, Jesus can heal today physically. He can also heal today spiritually and emotionally. But if that's not appropriate to introduce them to Jesus there and then, what we can do is we can bring them to Jesus in prayer. We can pray to him for them. Lord, I can't help them, but I know that you can. I see you doing it 2,000 years ago. I believe you do it today. Move in their life, change them, help them, heal them. Also, in Matthew chapter 5, Jesus begins this wonderful talk, the Sermon on the Mount. I just want to pick up one verse. He says, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." That word blessed means congratulations. You don't normally congratulate people for being spiritually completely broken, bankrupt. But what he's saying is, congratulations if you get that you are spiritually needy, because yours is the kingdom of heaven. When we recognize that it's actually not about backing ourselves, sort of sorting ourselves out, pulling ourselves up by our bootstraps, trying really hard to be super holy. When we recognize the way into the kingdom of heaven is to recognize our need for dependence, everything begins to change. The reason we cannot do it is because we are spiritually bankrupt. What we can sometimes do is we can pretend that that's not the case, or we can live under an illusion that we can really do it. Hey, if you believe and recognize that you are spiritually knackered, that you actually, and we see the symptoms of it. We're not very good at praying. We struggle to read the Bible. We struggle to live a life that's a holy life, a pure life before God. If you recognize your need in that situation, that you cannot do it, congratulations, my friends. That is the way to intimacy with the Father. That is the way to know his love. That is the way to the kingdom of heaven. Recognize that, and the door opens a whole lot wider.